Welcome to my channel, The Proper Guidance. Today we are here to learn about some programs in Python to print number pattern. We have already done some pattern programs, and here is the program number 17. This is for inverted pyramid with same digit. Okay, so inverted pyramid with same digit, we have to write down this program, and this is a very simple program. Okay, very simple and easy program. Look, first line, rows equals to 5. Rows is the variable name for what? It will store the number of rows given in the output section. This is the question itself as well as the output. We have to print this particular section, and why this is inverted? Because this look like the inverted pyramid. That's why this is inverted. And inverted pyramid, this is also a half pyramid that is inverted and with same digit. Why? Because in each and every line this is print what? This is printed 5. You may take any other digit, but here we have to display 5 in each and every rows and columns. Okay, so now we have to store the number of rows in rows, the variable name itself, and that is 5. And here is another variable num. We have assigned here num equals to rows. The value of rows is assigned in num itself. And the next line is for comment line. This is a comment line because the line started with the special symbol. This symbol is used particularly for any line to write down as a comment. And what is comment? I have already told in my previous classes that comment means when we are going to write down something without executing that particular line. This line is not be executed. This is not be executed. This is just for our convenience. We can understand what the following code snippet is actually doing. That's why we are writing this line here. Okay, and this is for reversing for loop. Reverse for loop. And here is nested for loop. Nested for loop. Why nested? Because a for loop within another for loop. This is known as nested for loop. Here is outer for loop and inner for loop. Now this outer for loop is used to display the rows. When we are making the rows, this is for that particular section. For rows we use the outer for loop, and for the columns we use the inner for loop. Now I think everybody must know that what is row and column. You are a student of class 12, 11 or 12, and you must know this one. Still, these are the rows, right? The horizontal segment is known as rows and the vertical lines are known as columns. So this is rows and columns. And I is used to manipulate the rows, and columns, for columns we use J here. Now look at the board. For I in range rows, 0, -1. -1 for what? The general syntax for loop, this one. For J in range 0 to I, this is the general syntax for loop. But when we use reverse for loop, that particular section, for reversing it, we use the range here, rows to 0, and then there is -1. That is, this is decreases in order, and this is the reverse for loop. And now for I in range rows 0 -1, for J in range 0 to I, print num end space print new line. Okay, this is the programming code. There are just 4 lines there. Now our task is to understand properly how the programming code actually works, and this section is known as write down section. Please notice is minutely that what it actually happens. Step 1, I in range rows, I in range. Now what is the range for I here? I in range rows. What is the value of rows? 5, 0 minus 1. Okay, and what is the first value of I here? Then in step 1, the first value of I will be I equals to 5. Okay, when I equals to 5, for j in range, j will be in the range of j in range what? J in range 0 to 5. 0 to 5. Now for general for loop in syntax in the Python programming language, what it actually does, it does that 0 to 5. This particular value will be included, but this is excluded. The starting value will be included, this is excluded. Then we get how many times? We get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. That is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The value of j will be 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Total numbers will be, it is started from 0 and going to 4. That means total number 5 times. 5 times it will print what? It will print num. Okay. So print what? Print num. Num equals to what? Num equals to rows. That is print 5 times. This is step number 1. This step is very important. If you understand the first step, this is very easy to understand the rest of the steps. So what I have said here, that I in range, first go for the range of I, then take in step 1, then take the first value, that is I equals to 5, and for I equals to 5 go for j, and for loop in j take the range 0 to 5. When the range is 0 to 5, then we get what? We get 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 5 values, total 5 values, and print what? And see, one more important thing is that the value of j will go to 0 to 4. 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Total number of 5. Now print what? We are not printing the value of j here, right? If we print j here, it will give you 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 just in that particular first row. But we are printing here what? We are printing the num. Whatever you have print in this statement, that will be shown in that particular output section. And when we print num, this num is equals to what? Num equals to rows, and that is equals to 5 here, right? The first step in step, that is equals to 5, and that particular 5 will be printed in the first row. How many times? 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. That is 5 times it will display what? In the first row it will display 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This is for 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Clear? For the value of j is used for column. To set the column value, we use the j. In the for loop j, this is used for column value. So when j equals to 0, it will print the num, that is equals to 5. When j equals to 1, it will print what? It will print num, that is equals to 5. When j equals to 2, it will print what? It will print num equals to 5. When j equals to 3, it will print what? It will print 5, that is num equals to 5. When j equals to 4, it will print what? It will print num, and that num equals to rows, that is equals to 5. Clear? This is our step 1. And just like this step 1, step 2 is also the same process followed up to I in range, the total range that will be followed here. So for step 2, what is the value of I? I will be decreased by what? By minus 1. So the first value of rows, that was 5, and when we get 5 minus 1, then it will what? It will give you I equals to 4. Now when I equals to 4, what is the range of j? J will be what? J will be 0 to 4. In the same process, in the same procedure, when this is followed, the range, this is in for loop in Python program. So we get what? The values of j will be 0, 1, 2 up to 3, right? 4 times. 4 times it will print what? It will print num. This line, print num. So print num 4 times. Print num 4 times. This means come to the second row. When j equals to 0, it will print what? It will print this one, num, that is num, print num equals to what? Num equals to rows, that is equals to 5. Because this is the program for same digit, we have to take this variable and we assigned the first number of rows here, that is num equals to rows. After that, in the for loop section, when I in range rows and all those things, this rows value will be decreased, but the num is the static one, because at the first stage we have already assigned the first value of row in the variable num. This is very important point, because I am elaborately explaining, because when you get some new question, you can easily solve the problem. Okay, so look at the board, print num, and when j equals to 1, again it will print 5. When j equals to 2, it will print 5. When j equals to 3, it will print num, that is equals to what? Equals to 5. I am writing here num equals to rows equals to 5, and this 5 is printing in all the rows. This is step 2. Same thing for step 3. Step 3 means I equals to 3. What is the range of j here? J will be 0 to 3, and this will display up to 0, 1 and 2. 0, 1 and 2. 3 columns will be obtained from this particular step number 3, and in the 3 columns we again will print what? Print num, and the num value will be num equals to rows, that is equals to 5, and these 3 5s are printed in this particular step, that is step number 3. Same steps will be done for step number 4 also, that is I is equals to 2, then j, range of j will be 0 to 2, and what is the value of j here? J will be 0 and 1, because 2 will be excluded, and for 0 and 1 it will again print 5 and 5. This is our 4th row, I equals to 2. This is completed. And step 5, I equals to 1. When I equals to 1, j will be what? Range of j 0 and 1, that is 1 is excluded and j equals to 0. Only one time it will print num, and once it will print this particular value num, that is equals to 5. In this way we can get the given pattern, that is inverted half pyramid with the same digit will be displayed. Now one more thing is that this is the entire program, and this is the code actually working in the system. Now see, if there is some other symbol, then we are going to there, not symbol, I am telling that some other digit, maybe 10, 20, anything, any other digit instead of 5, then we just do it here, rows equals to that particular one, 6, 7, anything, and then the program will then print that particular symbol. Okay, so this is our today's program, today's learning. I think you can understand. If there is any problem, please feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will definitely try to clarify all your doubts. Okay, and these programs are very useful for your practical exam, for board exam, for any programming language. Actually, for any programming language, the programming logic will be same, but the syntax will be different. So if you understand this particular steps very clearly, it will be very, very helpful for you to write down the programs yourself. Okay, so next day we will meet with another some program, maybe for pattern programs. Okay, and till then, take care and thank you for watching.